everyone and welcome along. We're on the 11th of December. Let's see what we've got behind the door. Oh, brown paper packages tied up with strings. And I think the next line is grab your paints and let's get started. To draw a parcel, we're going to start with the top of that parcel. So we're going to do a sort of parallelogram diamond shape. It's a little bit sort of skew-if. And then I'm going to do vertical lines from the 3 points I can see. And then I'm going to try and join them up. Right, and now I'm going to draw the string with the bow. And I like the idea of a bit of sort of Christmas tree being tied into the bow. I think that's nice. So we need some brown paper, so it's usually quite a khaki kind of colour, so yellow ochre with a bit of burnt sienna I think will be nice. And then let's have some red string or some deep crimson string. We'll get a bit of red in there as well. And some green for the Christmas tree. So this is something we know a bit about now. So we know that this green is very bright. It's not really what we want. This green is really minty, like really zesty minty. Not quite what we want. So we can add a little bit of blue, a little bit of brown, and it just knocks these things right back. Lovely. So what to paint first? Well, I'm going to go for a quite a dilute colour on the top of the box and feel quite happy that I can just paint that on, and then we can paint over the top of it with the string and the Christmas tree. I'm going to paint the sides a bit stronger, and this is one way we can show the way that light is bouncing off the top. It's okay if it bleeds a little bit, it's quite nice really. I might even try and do that. Use your size 0 brush for this because the 4/10 will take too long, it's too small, and the size 4 might not be small enough to have the control. I think I'll just pop in a little bit around the edge, I quite like that. And a little bit around the edge there. If it's already dry, just take a clean wet brush and just soften it in like that. So that's quite a helpful way of giving us the feeling that this parcel is three-dimensional. I will just make a little bit of shadow as well, just so we've got it. Might be nice to put a bit in at the end. So I'm going to let that dry and then we can paint our details. Let's start with the Christmas tree. So just a bit of pine really, coming in here, here. So use your smallest brush to make sure you can paint these lovely fine pine needles. So I'm not painting too much as I get too close to the bow. I can always add in more afterwards. It's always fun to just add a little bit more of a playful element. Okay, again we'll let this all dry and then add some more. Okay, so a few more things we can do. I quite like the idea of creating that fold in the paper. So just by sort of adding a glaze on top of that layer makes it look like we've got a fold underneath there. Bit more Christmas tree in the gaps. And if I add a tiny bit more blue, I can make that a bit of a low light, which is quite nice. And then if I add a bit of blue to this and get it really deep, I could make my string stripy. So to finish off, just a little bit of shadow maybe up one side and a little bit on the floor there. And I'm going to let that dry and then just rub out the pencil and we've got our lovely parcel all wrapped up. And there we have our brown paper package tied up with strings. I added just one or two tiny little bits more a glaze of a little bit of yellow ochre after I rubbed out the pencil, just because it fancied it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for the 12th of December. Okay, see you then. Bye!